Hey guys, welcome back to this next video in the series of end of 2022 videos going into 2023 videos. So this one is going to be a little bit of a combo, mainly focusing on 2023. So I'm going to be talking about all of the books that I have on my shelves that are unread. So physical books that I have that are unread. And then I'm also going to be talking about my 2023 TBRs, how I'm going to be selecting my TBRs, what I'm hoping to accomplish reading-wise in 2023, all those things. So the first thing I want to look at is all of the unread books that I have on my shelves. I want to do like a quick overview of the ones that I currently have sitting on my shelves, how many that is, and how I'm hoping to kind of get through those and tackle those in 2023. So that is definitely one of my biggest reading goals for next year, is to read all the unread books that I have on my shelves. I am currently in 3 different book subscription, or I currently receive 3 different book subscription boxes every month. So I have Book of the Month, owlcrate, and the Unplugged book box that I get each month. So it's 3 books I'm getting a month, at least 3 books I'm getting a month if I don't go to like Barnes & Noble or whatever and buy more. So I want to try to keep up with those because that can add up really quickly. So 3 books times 12 months is 36 books a year, in addition to the ones that I already have that I haven't read. And so that can add up quickly. So I want to try to stay ahead of it and be reading books, you know, that I own that I have not read yet. So I'm gonna go through and show you which ones those are, and then I'll talk about how I'm gonna be choosing those books in the coming year. So I'm going to do a little close-up of my shelves right here and just go through all the books that I have not read, and then I'll give you like the total amount. This first shelf is a little bit high up. It is the top shelf on my bookshelf, so it may be a little bit more difficult for me to reach, so the angle might be a little weird. But so on this shelf, I have not read Beyond the Point by Claire Gibson. That is a Book of the Month book. American Dirt by Janine Cummins, which is also a Book of the Month book. Never Saw You Coming by Erin Hahn, it looks like. I have not read. I believe I received a finished copy of that from Wednesday Books. The Dragon Bone Chair I started but did not finish by Tad Williams. That was a gift from Ray, I think for Christmas last year or the year before. So I want to give that another try. Where the World Ends is a Book of the Month that I have not read. The Secret History is another Book of the Month that I have not read. I want to say I started The Secret History, never finished it. So that's one. Star Daughter was an owlcrate book that I received that I need to read. Coming across here, Crooked Kingdom I have not read. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue I have not read. I started Empire of Vampire and had it sitting on my nightstand for literally like a year and never finished it. So I want to give that another try. Laura, I started and did not finish. The 10,000 Doors of January is one of the first Book of the Month books that I ever got, and I still have not read it. Beasts of Prey, I believe, is from owlcrate, and I have not read that. The Collective, another Book of the Month. You'll see a lot of these are Book of the Months. Hester, I have not read, and that is it for this shelf. So coming down this way, Sister of the Snake, I have not read. The Poppy War, I just got last week. If you watched my weekly vlogs, you'll see when I got that, when I hauled that. I have not read that. We Could Be Villains was the first Unplugged book box book that I ever received, and I have not gotten to that yet. The Last Party, I have not read. I have not read any of the books in the Strange the Dreamer series. Arsenic and Adobo, I have not read. Fountains of Silence, I have not read. So you can see a lot of the Book of the Month books I get just go on the shelves, and I like never touch them. So I definitely need to get on those. God, It's in the Machine is an owlcrate book I haven't read. The Grace Year, I bought that like last year sometime and have not read it. The Two Lives of Lydia Bird, I have not read. The X-Hex I've not read, which is Steeped in Gold, I have not read. I think that was an owlcrate also. Girl Forgotten, I need to read. I love Karen Slaughter, so I definitely want to read that. Lakeside, I have not read. Only a Monster, I have not read. Six of Crows, I have not read. The Cousins, I have not read. I think that one was gifted to me. It was sent from my Amazon wishlist, I believe. Then coming on down here, I have not read Once Upon a Broken Heart. The Golden Hour I have not read. The Pillars of the Earth, that was a gift from my brother. I have not read that. Anxious People I have not read, and I really like Frederick Bachman, so I need to get to that one. The Golden Ones I have not read, or Gilded Ones. The Return by Nicholas Sparks. I usually really like Nicholas Sparks. I used to read his books a lot when I was younger. Have not read that one. A History of Wild Places I have not read. Gleanings just came out. I just got that. That was in that same unhaul video. I want to read that, but I want to read the rest of the Arc of a Scythe series first. I really love that series. I want to reread it before I get to Gleanings. Mexican Gothic I started but did not finish, so I'd like to reread that. Jade, Fire, Gold I have not read. Skin of the Sea I have not read. I believe those are both Owlcrate books. Legendary is part of the Carval series. I read Carval this year. I didn't love it, but I do want to continue on with the series, so I need to read that. These Violent Delights I haven't read. Book of Longings I have not read. The Luminaries I have not read. I read all of those. Now coming down this way, let's see. Finale is part of the Carval series I haven't read. Defy the Night I need to read. I love Bridget Kimmerer's other books, so I have a feeling that I will like this one as well, so I need to get to that. The Vanishing Half I've heard a lot of good things about, so I need to get to that. You've Reached Sam is a finished copy I received from the publisher that I haven't read. Other Birds I have not read. Let's see. Now Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and I've loved every other Taylor Jenkins Reid book I've read, so I need to get to that one. Tightrope I haven't read. I really liked the Illuminae, the first book in the Illuminae files. I really enjoyed, so I need to read Gemina, but I probably want to read Illuminae again. The Kingdom of Bach I have not read. Like I said, I have not read the Strange the Dreamer series. I Hope You Get This Message I have not read. Ariadne, a coworker lent me this book, so I really need to read this so I can get it back to her. Dreams Lie Beneath I have not read. The Midnight Library I have not read. And then Listen Well is a book that I received, or a finished copy from the publisher that I need to read. And then down here I have all of the Throne of Glass series, which I'm currently reading. Throne of Glass, the first book in the series. It's on my nightstand. I need to finish that and continue with the series. Okay, so I actually ended up counting some other books that I have on my cart behind me that are ARCs and other books that I've recently acquired that weren't on my shelves for me to count or show you when I added or when I showed all those. So I have, for example, I have the Atlas 6 on there that I just got from Barnes & Noble that I have not put on my shelves yet. I want to read that. I have 2 ARCs. If you see my weekly vlog from a couple weeks ago, I opened up book mail where I got those 2 ARCs. Those are on there. Death by Society is the most recent book that I got from Unplugged Book Box. I think that might have been in the advent calendar, actually. You'll have seen snippets of me getting the advent calendar throughout my weekly vlogs. And then there's a Nora Roberts book also that I received in book mail, which I think I opened on the vlog as well. So in total, there are 76 books. 76 unread books currently. Actually, that's not true, because I have this one that was sitting on my desk. This cover is amazing. This came in Owlcrate, I think. So 77, actually. So I have 77 books currently that are unread on my shelves that I want to read. Am I going to read all 77 of those in 2023? Probably not. Especially because, like I said, I'm getting an additional 3 books every month from my book subscription boxes. I do want to get through a chunk of them. So what I've done in order to come up with my TBRs for 2023, and when I say TBRs, I say that loosely. In the past, I was very strict on myself about sticking to a TBR, and I found that I was getting burnt out very quickly. This year in 2022, I have been more lenient on myself and allowed myself to have like a loose TBR for the year, more for the year than specifically for months. And I've allowed myself to be much more of a mood reader and just picking things up as I see them from the library, or as I see them on Kindle, or as I get book recommendations from booktube videos or bookstagram. As I hear things that sound good, I will just see if I have them in the library, if I can get them in the library, if Kindle Unlimited has them. and I'll just read whatever sounds good in the moment rather than sticking to a strict TBR. I want to do the same in 2023 because my reading has improved a lot this year. I think that's going to be the same as what I'm going to do next year. I do want to include a lot of these books into monthly TBRs, but I'm not going to be super strict on myself about them. If I read them, great. If I don't, then that's okay. I can push it on to the next month. Or the reality is that there's never going to be a time when I've read every single book on these shelves. So it just is what it is. So I'm going to create the goal. I'm going to see how many of these books I'm able to read in 2023. And like I said, I have a specific way that I'm going to do that just to make it a little bit more fun. So I have this little jar that came in an µ box. So you can see the little owl down there. This came in an µ box. I don't know if it was I don't think it was this year. It might have been in 2021. I have, if you can see in there, some little papers. So what I did was I took pictures of my shelves, and I had 3 women in my life pick, I believe I had them pick, I mean, I don't remember, 5 books each maybe, or 6 books each from the shelf that I sent them. And then of those, I made sure that they were all books that I had not read. So all from that list of unread books that I just told you, or that I just showed you, I had them pick from those, and I put them in here. And I'm going to pick from those, I'm going to pick 3 every month to read. So the 3 people who selected these reads are basically my best friends. One is Ray. I've talked about her in weekly vlogs. She doesn't really use her books very much, but I will link her below. The other is another best friend of mine, Carly, who lives in Georgia. Ray lives in New Mexico. And then my best friend, Nikki, who lives in Florida. All 3 of these women are people that I speak to regularly, mostly on a daily basis, who know my reading really well, especially Ray, because we talk about books a lot. We buddy read a lot. So people who know my reading tastes, who know kind of what will suit me. And so I had them go through and pick the books I'm going to read. So like I said, I'm going to pick randomly here at the beginning of every month. So I will include me picking these in my, the first week of each month, my weekly vlog for the first week of each month. I'm going to pick there randomly. Then what I want to do also is I have this that has other slips of paper in there. I did this like a year ago, or maybe at the beginning of 2022. I went through and took a bunch of books off of my Goodreads TBR and added them in here so that I could randomly pick some books every month. I ended up falling off like the wagon on this. I didn't follow through on it, but I want to pick it back up again. So I'm going to do the 3 from them, and then I'll do 1 or 2 random from here every month, and that'll constitute my TBR for the month. And then everything else I read, I'll just try to be like, leave open for like mood reading and recommendations and stuff like that, so I can kind of have a balance of both. So that is how my TBR will be set up next year. I'm really excited about it. I'm excited to see how many of these unread books I can get through. Like I said, there's a good amount of them. 70 something books is a lot. I typically read about 100 to 120 books a year, so that if I tried to read all of them, it would take up the majority of my TBR for the year, and I just know I'm not going to stick to that. So like I said, hopefully I can do at least 3 a month. So yeah, that is basically it. Those are all the unread books that are currently on my shelves. If you watch my vlogs, you will see as those book subscription books come in. I also get book mail from publishers. I get ARCs, so those will be included in TBRs as well. Another goal of mine for 2023 is to get a lot better about reading ARCs that I'm sent and ARCs that I received through NetGalley. My NetGalley score for reviews is currently like at 13%, which is not good. I do want to get a lot better about that, and a lot better about reading the books that are sent to me. So those are all going to be added to the TBR as well throughout the year. So what I'm doing is, as books come in, like ARCs come in, I'm adding them to the clear jar that I showed you. So that way I can hopefully pick from those throughout the year as well. So yeah, I will do another, basically the second half of this video at the end of 2023 as a wrap up, showing how many of these books I got through and how many unread books I have sitting on my shelves at that point. So yeah, I will, like I said, you'll see at the beginning of every month what my TBR is going to be. And then at the end of the year, I'll do the wrap up, and I will see you guys in the next one.